Hangman Adam Page is currently in a bit of a feud for Kenny Omega and the AEW World Title, or at least it looks like that's what's going to happen. Page is currently the number one ranked competitor in AEW, which makes him naturally the number one contender. And we know these two have a history. Kenny Omega and Adam Page were once tag team champions together. I believe one of the first AEW tag team champions. Yeah. Then they lost it. They broke up. They both went their separate ways. Kenny became a champion. And Page kind of went to the wayside a little bit. We've seen him and his drinking get a little excessive. They played that into the storyline. He's been alienated by all of his friends, including the Elite, including Omega. And he's only found solace in the Dark Order. So I like where this has been going over the past few months. This has been one of the best slow burns in pro wrestling because if you go into it, there's so much there. There's Page battling this crippling depression of being alienated from his friends. You see his drinking gets a lot heavier. You see that the pressure of this stardom is getting to him. And then now you're seeing him finally rise up to the moment. The Dark Order comes out and tells him that you, Adam Page, need to do this. You need to go call out Kenny Omega because you're that damn good. And that's what I loved about this story. That's what I loved about this whole thing. And that's why we're talking about it. Trevor, tell me in your words, what have you thought about the slow burn? And why is Adam Page the man to beat Kenny Omega?
So honestly, like you talk about how it's a slow burn, and it's a slow burn since the very conception of the AEW World Title. Like he fought Jericho for the belt, right? Lost it. Never challenged for it again after that, right? He wins the tag team champions with his friends, with his comrades, right? He has a falling out with Kenny Omega. He doesn't totally agree with everything Kenny is standing for. FTR is getting in his head, changing his views, changing his opinions. He no longer is friends with the new Young Bucks. No longer friends with Kenny Omega. Him and Kenny Omega have a match in the tournament. Kenny wins, right? So Kenny has a win over him. So then he goes in this depression. The Dark Order want him to be one of them. Like he doesn't want to be them. And then you see, slight nods where like Kenny is going to the top and he's just dropping down by the wayside, slower and slower. And again, his drinking is increasing and things like that. And you see this growing story of his depression and his just feeling down on himself is growing and growing. All of a sudden, Kenny is top dog. He's beating everybody. He has nobody to wrestle. He's beating everybody. And what did the Dark Order do? Because he is their friend. They step up for him. Honestly, that is one, like you said, that's one of the best builds. And it took a minute, but I'm fine with it because it was never a boring story. Not one part of it was boring. It was very interesting. And honestly, the way they're building this, honestly, like you said, he is going to be, whenever they do it, I'm almost positive he's going to be the dude, the guy that beats Kenny Omega.
The story it would be from All Out 2019 being so close to beating Chris Jericho, and then 2 years later, after being brought to the heights of almost winning the belt, the heights of being the tag team champions, to the depths of being alienated by everyone he loved, to finally get over the hump and realize that he is the man, that he is the franchise, that he is what we thought he was. To do that 2 years later would be honestly one of the best long-term storylines in pro wrestling history. Adam, and look, people ask like, oh, well, Adam Page, what does he do? He doesn't cut promos. Adam Page is one, he doesn't need to cut promos. He's a badass. Like, he gets the biggest pop out of anyone in AEW nowadays. Like, it's him and Moxley right up there. And once they return to fans, because like next week at Fyter Fest, and then the weeks after, we're gonna hear from Adam Page, and that's gonna be full of like are an actual arena of fans. The Miami show was kind of like in an amphitheater too, which was like
Right.
smaller, but this is going to be in front of like 5,000-6,000 fans. So you're gonna hear the pop. You're gonna hear as the fans get louder and more. You're gonna hear them get louder, and they're gonna cheer him on, and it's going to be great because people love and care about the Hangman Adam Page. And look, if you don't love his promos, you don't love the fact that he gets a pop, the buckshot lariat might be the best finishing move in wrestling right now. As far as the most impressive looking, I just think it's the coolest move there is. Just the way he does that flip over the rope right into a lariat, it's just so amazing, so crisp every time. And the build up there is always great. It's kind of like when Brian would hit the running knee and you have the build up there, but it's just such a cooler move.
It's a very cool move, but what makes it even cooler is the fact that like moves that take like no prep time to do are always cool, but the fact that he actually literally set up for this and then he still hits you with it and you're surprised that he hits you with it, it makes it even more amazing. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things that's so impactful. And yeah, I mean, dude, he's money. His gimmick is money. Everything he's doing right now is so up there.
He's just really fucking cool. He's just
Yeah.
really fucking cool. And I'll say it. I've said it before, and I will 100% say it with total certainty. Hangman Adam Page will be the one to kick out of the of Kenny Omega's finishing move. I promise you that. He will be the one to kick out of Omega's finishing move. No one has done it since Kota Ibushi did it back in the day. What's the relation there? Kota Ibushi also used to be Kenny Omega's tag team partner in New Japan.
Yep.
Check out that history, kids. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.